Hello, good evening, and welcome everybody to Segerstrom High School in South Santa Ana, where tonight it is week 4 of the varsity high school football season. The big game, the rivalry game, the fundamental game. It's Segerstrom visiting as a visitor school here on their own home campus, the Godinez Grizzlies. How you doing, everybody? My name is Peter Pigskin Hebda, along with the one and only John the Hitman Harkar, bringing you exciting varsity high school football here in the great city of Santa Ana on SAUSD TV, Channel 31. It's good to have you with us. Well, John, this one is a lot of electricity in the air, big rivalry game, two schools that kind of rely on the run. I think we're in for a lot of fun and fireworks here tonight.
You know what, Peter? Walking in, you feel the energy. It takes me back to my high school days. Coming in, walking into the stadium, I felt it from not only the fans, I feel it from the players who know they're in the locker room. And I've talked to both coaches. I know the key is the run game. I talked to for Coach K for Godinez, and he said his purpose and the key to winning is running. I talked to Coach Marcuson for Segerstrom, and he said his key is stopping the run. So once again, I'm looking for a good game, a lot of high energy.
They are two run-happy squads coming into this game. I mean, they throw a little bit, but Godinez has more option, and Segerstrom they'll churn it up on the ground any way they can. Between the tackles, outside, they got the strength, they got the height, and they got the speed. They can do it in many ways on the ground, but they'll throw a little bit here and there too, to keep you honest. But this one should be a fun one, and really, Segerstrom comes in very healthy. Everyone that's playing tonight should be playing. No one's sidelines with any injuries. We can get into the details here, but Segerstrom, or pardon me, Godinez has got a couple guys on the sidelines tonight. Let's see here. Yeah, we got a few guys out for the Grizzlies, including defensive back and wide receiver Eddie Mancia and linebacker Ben Cortez. But those are about the only guys for the boys in white, the Grizzlies, of course, in white, brown, and yellow, who won't be on the field tonight that ordinarily would be. I've always liked that color combination, the University of Wyoming colors, white, brown, and yellow. I've always wondered why not more schools have that color combination. It works well for me.
Oh, well, but I think it's just a little bit drab, Peter. I mean, you want to come out exciting. You know, you want to be electrifying, and that's what the game of football is about. Electrifying your crowd, electrifying your fans.
And speaking about electrifying your fans, this place is crowded and loud, and we're on top of the press box, just away from the crowd, away from the noise, and they are fitting them in this stadium here tonight with a shoehorn, and people hanging practically from the roof rafters here tonight with such a great turnout. This is the big game, and that visitor side, of course, is well crowded as well. I'm sure you got a lot of guys down the field tonight on opposite sides. Different schools here probably played when they were played with each other, the same team in Pee Wee football and Junior All-American football. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that know each other, because these two schools are, of course, the newest schools in the city and are not too far from each other. Of course, Godinez High School, the host here tonight. Godinez wearing their dress blacks, all in black with the yellow lettering. Opened up in 07, and this is their 6th year of football, 7th year of existence. And of course, 1 year earlier than that, 06, is when Segerstrom opened up. And we should have some fun here tonight from the two newest schools in the city of Santa Ana. So kicking off, we have a little bit of wind here tonight. It's a perfect picture postcard, perfect night here for football. It's overcast, it's gray, it's cool, and we got a little bit of wind. Like I said, John, perfect football weather.
Hey, when I was playing football, these are the nights that I loved. It's nice, it's calm, a little windy, but you know what? It's beautiful. It's a great night for football.
Yeah, a little wind to the back, to our back, kind of moving from the west to the east a little bit, you could say. Segerstrom kicking off and defending the south goal to start the game. And kickoffs this season, they've been pretty good at them. They get him down to the 10-yard line, has some blocking help, and then he gets crashed down at around the 23-yard line before he gets bulldozed by a couple of guys in their dress blacks. The main perpetrator of the play was Godinez's number 5, Aaron Raya, who's regularly a defensive back and running back. He's a sophomore. There's a good sprinkling of juniors and sophomores on this Godinez roster. Very, very few seniors. I'm seeing maybe 1 or 2, and that's about it. They have a very youthful squad.
Well, let's see what Coach Masaryka said about his offensive line being his key. Let's see it holds up right now.
We'll get you their starters on the offensive line here in a moment. They're a talented bunch, 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line or so. They try to keep it on the ground, and they do. But you ain't going nowhere. They get crushed in early, as Godinez is saying they recovered the football here. I guess there was a fumble late in the play there, and they do have it. They recover the ball here on 1st down, and coughing it up early are the Jaguars. You can't do that in a big game like this. Look out. Mistakes will make you pay.
Well, this early in the game, that's a deflator. But what the defense has to do now is step it up, stop them, and prove that they're not going to be able to get on top of Segerstrom.
Well, this is a less experienced squad than Segerstrom is, I would say, coming in. Segerstrom is 3-0. They got 3 wins in a row. Godinez is 1 win and 2 losses. We'll get into the details on who they faced and what the scores were in a second here. But this is a more youthful squad, Godinez is, and less experienced, so you could argue maybe less talented. Opportunities like these, when you have a super short field and turnovers like that, you need to take advantage of every one of them you can get. Okay, they come out of I formation. They got 2 tight ends are in, and a good size hole, but it quickly closes there on the right side, off tackle. Nice run there. Good head of steam, but they get him down after about a gain of about 5 or 6 out across the 20. Not bad for the ball carrier.
Well, see, what Godinez has is energy. They're 1 and 2. Segerstrom is 3-0. These guys got something to prove. They want to come out. They want to show that, you know, we're not a lay down. We're going to prove this game, and we're going to show you how good we play.
I think that was Mario Bustamante on the dash there. He picks up actually about 7, called it a long 6, a short 7. 2nd and 3 from the 17 for Godinez. Again, double tight ends and I formation they come. They're keeping it on the ground here, right down the middle in between the tackles, kind of spins around the ball carrier. Trujillo's got enough of the first down before he gets cracked to the ground there by number 5. Again, by number 5 of Segerstrom, pardon me, Canary Drayton, who is a middle linebacker. He's a junior, 6 foot 1 inch and 205 pounds. Kind of light for a linebacker, but he can move. He moves well. First down, Grizzlies. From the plus 12-yard line here. So they have a wingback that goes from left to right, and again they keep it on the ground here, off tackle to the right side there. That was Godinez's number 27, Ronnie Trujillo. Trujillo, again, running back and a linebacker. He's a junior, 5'8", 170, but he packs a lot of punch in his size.
Looks like they're exploiting the tackle on the right. I mean, the defensive tackle on the right side, left side of the defense. They're running right through that hole. That gap is open. The linemen are opening those holes and really pushing them back. So right now, Godinez is controlling the offensive line.
Trujillo coming into this game, 38 touches, 238 yards so far, averaging 6.26 yards per carry, averaging almost 80 yards a game. Down the middle they go, and dragging guys with him here, still on his feet near, a flag is shown as he goes down near the goal line. He's down to about the 2-yard line. Penalty marker is thrown near where and when the play was ending, and we'll see what happened. But again, Ronnie Trujillo coming into the game, again, 6.26 yards per carry. That's pretty good. 79 yards a game on the ground. His longest rush this year, 21 yards, and he's got 1 touchdown on the ground this season so far in 3 games. Against the defensive squad of Segerstrom in their dress white from head to toe. So it'll be first down for the Grizzlies. First and goal at the 1. Left tackle is Alfredo Goggles Gadardo. Jason Arevalo is the left guard. Down the middle they go. Grizzlies crashed across here on first down. Touchdown. Nice play.
See, Peter, that was pure domination by the offensive line. That whole drive, Godinez's offensive line took care of business. Opening holes, pushing the defense back, opening that for that running back to get in that end zone.
They really carved it out nicely right in the middle. They got some good size in that line. We'll get to the weights and everything, but the guys paving the way. Again, Jason Arevalo is the left guard. He's a senior. He was the defensive line starter last year, not so much an offensive player last season. They're lining up for 2. I guess their kicking game isn't all the greatest. They're in 2-point going forward formation out of the I formation. Quarterback keeps it, and he gets through like a knife through soft butter. 2-point conversion converts. It's 8-0.
Why would you not do that? Your offensive line is dominating. Go right at their gut. Do what you got to do at the heart.
With a running game like that and a good line like that, you know, even if you make it only a little more than half the time, you're still ahead of the game. And certainly if they're in the lead, they'll keep it on the ground as well. So we'll see when those games, John, that'll probably move quickly, because when schools keep it on the ground and they keep it in bounds, usually the clock keeps on ticking pretty quick.
Little penalties, but let's see how Segerstrom bounces back.
High kick, but not that deep. Again, the kicking game is kind of the weak spot for Godinez. Taken by an up man, and they get down there quick, and they just bury him early about the 30-yard line. Hardly anything of a return. Good job by the defending squad. Lopez
you know, even though they kicked it short and they did tackle him right away, they still gave him pretty decent field position. I mean, normally you should pin him back somewhere around the 20 if you really want to get them, pin their ears back. But right now they still have 3/4 of a field instead of a full field.
Indeed. So coming in this game, Segerstrom has 3 wins and no losses. They win the first game 42-18 at home against Savannah, 35-0 over University High School, the public high school out of Irvine, 35-0 here at home. They were on the road last week and won 49-27 over Pacifica High School in Garden Grove. Off to the right side they go and just get thrashed back in a big way. And the main perpetrators on the play there for Guinas, 28 and 23. Or 28 is Pedro Leon. And 22, pardon me, is Moises Gallegos. Defensive end, Gallegos is only a sophomore. Again, maybe 1 or 2 seniors at most on this Godinez roster. It's a very young squad. No huddle they go. Left side. First wave of tacklers miss him, and he just gets knocked and socked in a big way here. Good head of steam going, but they stop him short of the first down, but a good diagonal run, you could say, or a sideways run by Segerstrom's number 22 there, Justin Young. Justin, probably the fastest kid offensively or defensively for Segerstrom. He plays both ways out of the backfield on the offense and, of course, the defensive backfield. He's a cornerback on D. 3rd down and 3 yards to go from their own 38-yard line or so. They keep it down the middle here, and they just get crushed and buried. You ain't going nowhere. They snuffed it out right away. Good penetration by the middle defensive lineman.
I truly think Segerstrom underestimated Godinez's run defense. I know that was going to be a key for them to stop, and I think they've put together a good game plan to stop their run because Segerstrom is not making yards on the ground. They might need to open it up and see if they can test their defensive backs.
So Segerstrom will be punting, and there's one guy dropped back here. Punting Placentia, who was the quarterback, 6 punts this year for 147 yards. He's only averaging about 24, 25 yards a punt, so this one's a pretty good one, longer than his usual average. Punts it all the way back with the 20, and he just gets thrashed and brought down right away. You could argue that's maybe a horse collar tackle, but no flag is thrown. Nothing too unsafe about it. A good clean hit there by number 9. Segerstrom's number 9 is Joseph Sanchez, and he brings him down, almost no return. So the coverage on these special teams has been pretty good here tonight. That's one thing I've noticed so far. They're sharp getting down there quick.
Yeah, the returners don't have much time to really make many yards. There's someone in their face all the time, and that's good training. That's what they worked in the offseason to do, is cover, because special teams helps you win games.
That's true there. Don't forget, folks, the old saying, there's actually 3 squads to each team, not just 2. There's offense, defense, and special teams.
Yes, sir.
And they can be a big factor. All right, 1st and 10, 8:05, leading 8-0 here. Segerstrom on defense. Godinez on offense, snapping the ball from out their own 21, 22-yard line. Again, your quarterback in there is number 8, Adrian Avila. Or pardon me. Zachary Huzar. Again, I got the rosters mixed up. They run the scamper to the right side, some room on that outside lane. He gets thrashed, but not before the damage is done. Enough for the first down. Picks up the first down on first down, about a dash of 12 yards. John, any coach will take 12 yards on a first down run any day of the week.
No, of course. That was a great play because Segerstrom was concentrating more on the inside. They left their outside open, and Godinez took advantage of that, and that's great play calling.
John, you should be in coaching. I swear to God, you should be a coach.
Yeah, I try sometimes.
It's not too late. You're still a young guy. You can still, oh man, they're gonna, oh, that's a shame, man. They're gonna nullify this play. I guess there was maybe some holding or a false start or something. They're marching it off against the Grizzlies right now. That's bad. So it happens on a really good play here and negates a nice 12-yard pickup. That's smarts. It's still first down, but first down and a lot more yards to go. So they'll be, let's see, they push it back to the 15, 16, let's see, where is it? 18-yard line or so, 17-yard line, we'll call it. They got to get out to the 33. Yeah, it's okay. So okay. So they marked it back 5 yards. I thought it was more than that. 5-yard penalty. I think it was false start. Wing back to the right. He moves a little bit to the left there. Quarterback keeps it and just kind of bulls forward. Hang on that ball. Little fisticuffs after the play there, but then they back away from each other. Maybe a couple yards. He just kind of fell forward and followed the blocks of his center and his guard there. Just try to get a little bit of breathing room. And that was a first down play. You got 3 yards, not bad for what it was, a sneak. You don't see too many 1st and 10s deep in your own territory sneaks.
Yeah, on that play, I don't know if a sneak would have been the best call. I know they're trying to move the ball forward, but, throw something to the wing, and let's see if your runners can outrun their DBs.
Number 7, he trots off amongst other linemen there, Jonathan Garcia. So they're a little bit of platooning on that offensive line. Godinez is 2nd and 12. They got 3 yards back. 2nd and 12 from their own 20. 2 receivers to the right side, the long side of the quarterback. Short drop, puts it up underneath. It's caught, and he gets sandwiched almost right away. Not many yards after the catch, but he did thread the needle very nicely, and it was caught there, nestled in the arms of 83. 83 is Oscar Solano, tight end, sophomore. He's only a young puppet, 5'9", 165 pounds. That's kind of light for a tight end, but he makes a nice clutch grab there.
Yeah, Peter, I was watching in the pregame. I was watching that quarterback throw, and he does have a quick bullet, has a quick release, and he can put the ball where it needs to be, right in the middle of the numbers.
Yeah, he did a nice job there. And he did a good job of putting a nice touch on that pass. A lot of these quarterbacks like to bullet it in there. He knew he didn't have to do that. He didn't, and that's the reason why that kid made the catch. A little bit of misdirection here in the early part of the play. Squirts free on the left side. Nice outside lane. Finally catch up to him, but not before the damage is done. He gets inside enemy territory and finally knocked out of bounds. How about that by Omar Navarro? About a 21-yard pickup on that run. How about that?
Poor tackling, arm tackles. You got to wrap up. You got to take him down, and he can escape. He's a shifty quarterback. He has the ability to run. You can't let someone like that get out of your grasp.
That's right. Godinez coming in the game. They won their first game of the year against Santiago, 32-20, a home game. They went to Los Amigos, lost 21-12, their second game of the season. Oh, look out, breaks free. The first wave of tacklers fail to hang on to him like Butterfingers there, like they got grease on their uniforms or something, Godinez. They're just not hanging out. They're not, John, they ain't wrapping up.
No, they're not opening, they're not plugging holes. They're letting the offensive line take control of the defensive line and open the hole for that tailback to run 5-6 yards. 5-6 yards a pop will kill you.
Yeah, and that way you keep your offense in the field and you keep on running the plays you want to run, running plays. All right, they got again double tight ends, I formation, a wing back to the right. There are no receivers in. It's 1st and 10 from the plus 36-yard line. Keep it on the ground here. Good blocking help. Still on his feet. He's rolling. Look out. Godinez still high stepping it. Inside the 10. How about that? About a 23-yard run there. How about that by Godinez's number 27, Ronnie Trujillo, the mainstay kid out of that backfield. Again, Ronnie coming to this game, adding to his 238 yards in the season so far in 3 games. This guy has got some good blocking help, and these runners know how to use their blockers very well. I love how they really rely on them and know how to move with them.
That kid is explosive. He follows his blockers, and he feeds off the block. The blocker pushes out, he cuts in. The blocker pushes in, he cuts out. He's a good runner.
That's a good runner, and that's good coaching. Offensive line is coached by Nick Romo, an old friend of mine and known from the Costa Mesa days. This is his first year as an assistant coach with Godinez. Trying to get on as a full-time teacher. He's kind of a roving sub right now.
We have 1 on the play.
They gained 1 yard on the ground there. They kind of snuffed it out there on the right side, or the left side of the defense, the right side of the offense there for Godinez. And Romo was the brother-in-law of Jeremy Osso, and Jeremy Osso is an assistant coach with University High School, who we taped, I think, a university game last year, the year before, here at Segerstrom. And he was the former head coach of Costa Mesa, and of course Coach Nick Romo was an assistant with him and under him there, and they were there for quite a while as assistants under other coaches before that. I formation they come, 2nd down, 5 yards to go, or 2nd and goal I should say from the 3.
It amazes me that Segerstrom, knowing that
down to the 1,
run between the tackles and they don't plug it up. They rush more outside. Plug up your inside. Have someone to cover the outside, but plug your insides.
All right, they got just about everybody in the box there. Segerstrom does, but it doesn't prevent the score. They get across. 1 yard across the lane they go run for the Grizzlies, and they are in the lead. Right now, 14-0 with the conversion to come. And I think that was number 27 down the middle there. Yep, Ronnie Trujillo. As in he goes.
I wonder if maybe it's another team that's home on their home field. I wonder if they got a little bit of the, that juju.
Yeah, well, it's a home game for the Grizzlies. Of course, this is where they play most of their home games. They don't really play at Santa Ana Stadium, okay? Again, 2-point formation. Wing to the right, double tight, I formation, a usual formation. and like a knife through soft butter, there goes Trujillo. It's 2 more points, and it is 16-0, folks. Wow. With 3:58 remaining in the first quarter, can you say domination? This one has been all Godinez so far, so good. Wow. You know, Coach Aaron Kay is the head coach. He runs his own offense. He's the offensive coordinator. Also has some help from other guys too, but he's mainly the OC. He also coaches the linebackers, and you know, he knows what he has as far as his talent. He knows his strength is with the running game. And again, the thing about high school football is you see what kind of talent you have and you design your offense around that. He knows what he's got, so they run the the brutal down your throat, right down the middle. They also like to run some option as well, type of running game. But you know, this guy, if they can get a lead and keep a lead like they're doing a very good job now, you know that that's all they're going to continue to do, because you know you're ahead, you're going to play your kind of game, and it enables you to be able to continue to play your part, your game, keeping it on the ground, because you're not in a rush to try to catch up. You're in the lead. So again, the soft underbelly of this team is a kicking game. As you can see, they're kind of a light kicker here, but it's a short kick. But again, they get down there quite quick to cover up and stop them. And again, a little bit of fisticuffs after the game, or after the play was over, and it was received there by Seagerson's number 9, Joe Sanchez. So Jaguars second possession here.
Yeah, and what they really need to do is come out and try to establish some type of offense, whether it's spreading the ball out, throwing, running wide, spreading out their defense. They need to just find a way to get yards, build confidence.
All right, 1st and 10 from their own 30. Shotgun snap here. Valencia takes it and takes off, fakes the give, gets past the first wave. Look out! He's only got one more man to get past, and can't quite do it. Puts the tackle on around his collar there, around the 28-yard line. That was a good planned play from the get-go, and it looks like that the Godinez Grizzlies just for a moment there were kind of in a lull, kind of asleep there for a moment, like they didn't know what hit him. Nice run by Placencia. He's got deceptive speed. He's not the lightest guy or the fastest guy, but he's fast enough and he can move. He's got some wheels.
See, one play like that can change your offensive mentality 100%. Now they're going to go after it. Watch.
1st and 10. Wow, that was a gain of about 25, about 40 yards on that. Here they get about a couple more. Takes a couple Grizzlies to knock them to the ground. About 2 or 3. A good committee team tackling here on the side of the part of these guys, the Grizzlies. That was Seagerson's number 33 on the ground there. Gabriel Lopez. Lopez rushing the ball. Let's see here. Rushing. Not when the lead is on the ground here. They go off tackle, Kunza spins around and keeps his balance in the middle of the field there amongst the black shirts. Good job near the first down. I think he's just short of it though.
He moved it. He moved the chains. But see, that's what I'm talking about.
Omar Navarro.
That's what I'm talking about, Peter. You know, that one play, now look at their offense. They have fervor, they have attitude, they have energy. They're going to start opening holes and moving the ball. They have a purpose back again. They were humiliated the first 2 rounds, but now is their time.
And down the middle on the ground, kind of dipsy doodle trying to avoid guys, and they get across. I think they're in the end zone. Yes, they are. Got tackled as he went across, but he's across, and that's not all that matters. So about a 4-play drive here, and it's 6 points closer here for Seagerson. That was about a 1-minute drive. Placencia goes across the quarterback himself. Placencia, 190 pounds. He is responsible for a lot of yards. But by the way, we saw on the previous run there, we got fireworks here celebrating the touchdown. Well, it's too early to celebrate. It's still early. It's just your first score. Keep the fireworks for when you win the game.
Exactly. Wait till it's over, Peter.
I wouldn't waste my fireworks on just a touchdown. Let's use that for celebrating a win. All right, they're in 2-point formation because they want to get the points back that Godinez has scored on there. Oh, cut him down early, man. He had a good head of steam going. Just got cut down like a bad boy. Whew. Who got in there and made that nice hard hit? That was a good clean hit. Nothing dirty about it.
That's just a great way to come up and fill the goal.
Yeah, they get a lot of good rushers and they get a lot of good runners that get a lot of yards. Placencia, yeah, he's number 2 on the rushing department, 24 for 234 yards on the ground. And actually, Huzar, the quarterback for the Godinez Grizzlies, he's the 3rd leading rusher on his team. So that's either, I don't know how you want to translate that, but these guys have got some happy feet. Right down the middle they go, a good return to about the 30-31 yard line. He goes crashing forward, kind of gains yards as he goes down, and we have a late flag thrown well after the play was over. So probably something defensively, I'm guessing, maybe some unsportsmanlike or some flagrant foul or something. They push it out to about the 34.
A hold or a block to the back. I'm not really sure.
The return, though, they took it at about the 7 or 8 yard line and had a little bit of blocking help there. And again, so again, the 42-18 over Savannah. First week at home. Yep, kicking team is guilty of a personal foul, so that's going to be a major shot in the arm for the Godinez Grizzlies. You know, when you got a good offense that's running the ball at a good clip, you don't want to give them better field position, but that's exactly what Segerstrom does. Again, penalties will kill you, and you know what the old saying, John, you can't beat, you don't want to beat yourself.
No, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm an Oakland Raider fan, and I'm used to it. You know, most league penalties ever, but yeah, penalties in this point will kill you. You had a great drive, you stopped them. Now you're set back more. You got a shorter field. The defense, it's tough to keep up.
Yeah. So yeah, 3-0, no losses so far here for Segerstrom this year. And this could be their first if this keeps up with the offense we've seen here for Godinez. They give it to their deep man. Some blocking help across the off tackle to the left side, about 3 or 4 yards. Kind of gains yards as he falls down. Nice job. As it was run there by 6 yards there for the Grizzlies. Aaron Raya on the run, and he got knocked at the ground there by number 33 there. 33 is Ben Lopez.
If I'm Coach K, I'm doing those runs all day long. They're getting positive yards every time. Why stop?
You're absolutely right. If it's working, why change it? Don't fix it. Same formation. They got 6 yards. I thought it was less than that. Deep man takes the run here again. A nice little lane there, a nice little hole. He goes leaping into the clutches of the defender. Man, that was like a Superman leap over defenders in a single bomb, but he didn't quite leap over the defender.
Yeah, that kind of looked like a wrestling move. I thought it was
Mark Raya again, Aaron Raya.
I thought we were watching WWF on that one. The DB picked him up and basically took him backwards. But once again, holes are too open. Their defense is too porous right now.
Yeah, it is. We have some whistles, but no flags. I think officials are calling timeout, or maybe Segerstrom is. Yeah, Segerstrom. Okay, Segerstrom's calling timeout. So again, Godinez coming into the game. They lost. They won against Santiago at home, 32-20. Week 1. Week 2 at Los Amigos, lost 21-12. Last week they home against Santa Fe High School, Santa Fe off Santa Fe Springs over there in Los Angeles County, just over the county border. They lost big time, 49-6. So I got to give Aaron K credit. I mean, he's the type of coach who will put some schools on the schedule that are higher up programs, more competitive programs than his. He wants his players to get up, go up against some stiffer competition. So by the time you get to league play, there's almost like a relief that you've gone against more talented schools and you might be more ready for league play.
Well, that's what you have to do in what they kind of call the preseason, your preseason games before the league play. You want to prep your guys, whether it's against harder teams and they lose, they're going to learn to get beat up. But what they're also going to learn is to be resilient and fight back and know how to compete. So when they get to that league play, they're the ones that are come out on top because of their hard work, because of their dedication. And that's what Coach K instills in them. And that's, in my opinion, that's a great coach.
The only thing I would change if I was Coach Masarenko, try to schedule maybe 1 or 2 tougher upper echelon schools for your team. They might wind up in losses, but you might be all the better for it as a program. Not always the best teams are the best. The teams of the schools with the best record are the best teams. You can have more talented teams that have fewer wins. It just depends on what kind of schedule they run. All right, double tight end, wing to the right. Again, no receivers are in. It's smash mouth all the way here for the Godinez Grizzlies. It's not a mystery what's coming. They give it to the deep man, Raya, and Raya fighting, clawing, scratching for yards, and he's kind of thrashed back there. They'll probably give him forward motion to the original line of scrimmage there, as he got knocked back by a couple guys. The little jaw jacking going on down there. You got to watch your mouth, folks, because you're going to get a flag for verbal stuff. I can guarantee if you utter a couple swear words, you're definitely going to see some yellow. So if I were the Segerstrom Jaguars, watch your mouth. Number 24, a little bit, he made the stop, but he also was moving his lips there. That was Lorenzo Sanchez, but he made a nice stop. All right, no gain. They did mark it to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 from their own 40. Wing back to the left. He moves to the right. Deep man takes it. This is Raya again. Look for some room. Looking on the outside. Tries to turn the corner. Can't quite do it. Made a good effort there, but they just stayed with him on that lateral movement. Good job there by staying and pursuing on the side, on the corner there of the defense of Segerstrom. Nice job. Nice stop.
See, I like the offensive strategy of Coach K is that he's sucked him into the inside. And then once or twice he's going to get a play that pops to the outside. And Segerstrom doesn't have the corner contained. If you can get 5 or 6 yards every play, I'll do it all day long.
Yep. 3rd down and 4 from the plus 34-yard line. And same formation. They like the eye. This is Raya, and Raya carrying guys with him. He lumbers his way down about the 26-yard line or so before he got thumped there by a couple of guys, including, let's see, your Seegersman's defensive back, Nicholas Clyumis. Clyumis, actually linebacker, pardon me, linebacker. Kind of looks kind of light for a linebacker. Senior, 5'8", 195 pounds. We're inside a half minute here to go. The clock is ticking here at the end of the first quarter. Again, 16-6. 3 touchdowns and 2 extra points made by by Godinez, and the 2-point conversion missed by Seegersman. On the ground, gets kind of snuffed out rather early. Main perpetrator in the play there for Seegersman seemed to be Ben Lopez, the linebacker. He's a senior, 180 pounds.
Why are my secondary not filling? What they also need to do on the offensive side, I believe, is use more of a spread offense like they used when we watched them against Savannah, and get open and throw the ball more. Suck the defensive up because they think you want to run. Throw a deep ball. Take a risk. You know, no risk without reward. Yeah. Or no reward without risk, I should say.
There you go. Coach K, again, like I said, he runs his own offensive, coaches the linebackers. Nick Roma is the offensive lines coach. Defensive coordinator here for Godinez is Tom Heathington. It's his 4th season there with the staff. The linebacker coach, like I said, is Coach K himself. The head coach, Gary Cordray, is a secondary coach for the Grizzlies. And the offensive backs coach is Kevin Pola. He's an on-campus man. He's the only on-campus man besides K. He's a history teacher. And Steve Fideli coaches the outside linebackers. And Joe Bookatub is a wide receivers coach for the guys in black. 2nd down and 8 yards to go from the plus 25-yard line. Again, wing to the right side, and again, double tight end in I formation. Give us to the up man, and no, they fake the give to the up man. The quarterback sneaks it to the right side there, and he is a little bit slow to get up. He looks like he's holding a knee. That's never a good sign. And I'm not sure who that is. Well, maybe it was one of the running backs, not the quarterback. Or maybe it's somebody lined up differently at quarterback, but he's down on his side of the field. He's on his near sideline. He's closest to where his teammates are lined up. Didn't look like a hard hit or anything, but maybe he just kind of stepped the wrong way and maybe hurt himself. That's Coach K kind of tending to him there in the white shirt with the headset. And officials there is the kid's up on his sitting on his rump there. It looks like he's conscious and everything and okay, but we'll see how serious the situation is. Raya, who's gotten a lion's share of the touches, especially the second half there of that first quarter. Aaron Raya, who's only a sophomore. Again, a lot of sophomores and juniors, only 1 or 2 seniors on this squad for the Godinez Grizzlies, a youthful squad. A lot of guys up from junior varsity football last year. A lot of guys playing their first season here of varsity football. He's one of them. But he was the number 2 guy coming into the game here tonight. The number 2 guy as far as rushing, or actually, pardon me, number 3. He's the 3rd leading rusher on the squad. Trujillo is first at 238 yards. Huszar, the quarterback, is actually 2nd with 31 runs himself for 143. And Raya is number 3, so he's catching up pretty quick, getting the ball here tonight. They go off tackle to the left, and they get flattened there pretty quickly by Seegersman's number 20. Nicholas Kalumas, and the ball carrier was Nathaniel Jordan. Jordan is a running back, also plays a little bit linebacker. He's a sophomore, 5'8", 195. There's 5 both-way players here for Godinez, and they've got 4 returning starters on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. 4 on each. So again, not a lot of returners because, like I said, they graduated a good portion of them last year. And these guys, timeout for the Godinez Grizzlies. Godinez last year, they did make the playoffs out of the Orange Coast League. They were, 4-7 overall, so 4-6 in the regular season, lost their first round game against Catella. They made the playoffs for the last 3 seasons in a row. Seegersman has made the playoffs for the last 5 seasons in a row. The last 4 years in a row, they've gotten stopped every year in the second round. They want to go further than that this year. They've gotten there, won their first game, kind of exciting. They always get stopped in the second game. They want to go further this year. That's their goal. And but yeah, last year, Godinez Grizzlies 4-7 overall, 3-2 in the Orange Coast League, and the year before that, they were 5-6 overall. Again, made the playoffs, lost in the first round, and 2-3 in the Orange Coast League and league play. Their league is this year the upper echelon school should be Costa Mesa and Laguna Beach out of that Orange Coast League. They look to be the contenders in that league this year. And in the Golden West League, the league, of course, that Seegersman plays in, it's probably whoever's going to be the winner out of them, and Westminster High School more than likely be the league champ those two schools are, of course, looked at to be the contenders, the Golden West. All right, we have 4th down, 5 yards to go from the 21-yard line. They're in going forward formation. Again, they don't usually bring in a kicker because, again, the kicking game is rather weak. The deep man takes it. This is Raya bowling forward, but he doesn't get much. I think he's short the first down. It takes a couple of guys to bring him down. The initial guy that put the crunch on him there was big number 61, Julian Mendoza. And it looks like that a little bit more so that the Godinez Grizzlies are getting stopped up a little bit more so by the defense of Segerson. They're catching up a bit there, John.
Well, maybe it was that energy and energy boost they had in the beginning of the game, and and maybe Segerson came out a little bit low, but this is a good stop. So what we're going to need to see is how they respond, because you're only as good as you respond on offense.
So the guys in white take the ball over. Not very often you see them in their dress road uniforms here on their home field, but again, it's a road game for them. The gate is, of course, given to Godinez tonight. It's their home game. He's in trouble. Placentia looking for some room, where he can't find it, and he does make a. That was a semi-busted play, but I'll give an A for effort to Placentia there for doing all he could do to minimize the loss and trying to find a guy open. That was kind of a wise play though, because he didn't want to throw a foolish pass. He pretty much saw that everyone was kind of tightly covered, and he just ate the ball. That's good coaching.
The worst thing he could have done is try to throw the ball into a tight spot where it wouldn't have happened, and the interception goes, and then they lose the ball. That's a good smart call by a quarterback. Running as many yards as you can. Positive is better than negative.
That's true. 2nd down and 8. He squirted forward for about 2 yards there. They're in shotgun formation. A little bit of. Now we have flags and whistles and flags. Well, these two coaches throw the ball at a minimal pace, and again, even false start, 5 yards against the Jaguars in white. So false start. Legal procedure, stall, false start, all kind of, sort of the same thing. Whatever you want to call it, it'll be 5 yards, march back against the Jaguars, and they'll be working 2nd and 13. The good old Woody Hayes, eons ago, of course, was the head coach for many, many, many years at Ohio State. And one of his famous things about passing, well, he didn't like to pass the football out of the shotgun and then running right to his side. He gives it to the guy that came right across, bullying forward for a few yards, and more than a few, out to about a gain of about 8 or 9. Not bad. That was Omar Navarro. Navarro, a senior, 5'10", pulls forward for about 7 or 8. Not bad. And his famous line was, well, when you throw the football, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. That's kind of the philosophy of these two coaches here tonight.
Well, I'm just waiting to see Segerstrom run the ball like they did against Savannah. They controlled the line. Now they're not doing it. And they were in a fumble. Mistakes.
The ball scored it free there. Pouncing on the Grizzlies, who's got that football. They say they got it, and the officials say they got it as well. 2nd turnover tonight. Slippery hands lead to a ball bobbled and squirted free, and the Godinez Grizzlies are taking over deep in enemy territory. Look out. Number 1 rule of football, maintain possession of the football.
Hold on to the pigskin. That's all you got to do. That's your job. Just hold on to it.
Maintain possession of that ball, and don't forget, folks, possession still is 9/10 of the law. All right. First and 10, pardon me. The 18, Coach K again, consulting with his troops, telling what he wants to run. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe at most 2 passes, if that, tonight here by Godinez. I wouldn't be surprised they don't throw any tonight.
Why? Why change what's working?
Hey, it's working, and it's working well.
You're running the ball. You're making yards. Why stop?
They are taking on in big chunks here now. I'm going to say, we don't have any stat. Oh, they are putting it up here on 1st down. How about that? It's tossed right down the middle. Fool me, we'll fool you, but it's incomplete. The ball hit him right in the hands. The ball was on target. It was a nice pass, but he was tightly covered like a cheap suit. Incomplete.
I will say, by Coach K, that is a great call because they were looking for the run.
They were not expecting that at all. That was just a good defensive back spot, a spot on play by the defensive backfield kid. I didn't see who that was, but he was right on him, and that pass was, for the most part, on target. Hit the kid in the hands. He just couldn't hang on. But he had the right idea, Coach K.
You know what I do? I would come right back at the same type of play. Catch him off guard. Keep him on the toes.
Inbounds with backfield here. Flags are thrown and whistles are blown. We have a dead ball foul. On the offense, it'll probably be a illegal procedure. So just kind of calm down, take a deep breath, and play your kind of game here. Maybe somebody thought it was snap was on hut 2 and was actually on hut 3. Who knows? But you got to listen to what the quarterback calls. You got to know when to move. Of course, you're an offensive lineman. You got to pretty much stay still before that ball is snapped. Them's the rules of football. All right, second down and about 16 yards to go, we'll call it. They got to get to the about the 8-yard line for the first down. Nice little lane there on the left side. He gets some good head of steam going, and gets kind of thrashed back there. That's once again Aaron Raya, the young pup sophomore. Raya, now we have a very late flag. I'm sure this is going to be some unsportsmanlike conduct or something, or probably somebody smarting off or words or something, because I don't think it was anything physical as far as I could see, because that was thrown well after the play was over. So again, guys, you gotta. That's going to be unsportsmanlike. Let's see here. Personal foul. Against the offense. So I thought it was against the defense. It's against the offense. They're marching it off 15 yards. That's a big chunk when you got it down close. Every yard counts. Pushes them back to about the 32-yard line. Yeah, 32-yard line. Again, they got to get all the way down to the, let's see, the 15, the 10, the 8-yard line for a first down. So wow, that's about 25 yards for a first down. That's kind of long. Penalties will kill you, and we're seeing evidence here. Player discipline kind of football. 2nd and 25. Split receivers this time. They drop a short. They want to put it up. They do, and it's overthrown. Incomplete. Had the right idea, but again, just a little bit too much juice on that pass. Falls to the ground.
Well, I think it was thrown a little hastily. I mean, he blatantly.
He wasn't quite set.
He blatantly showed that that's the exact person he was looking at, and the DB read his eyes, and DB had good coverage, forward coverage. If he would have lofted the ball a little bit more, maybe, but I still don't think that was a good decision.
Yeah, he kind of broadcasted a little bit there, you could say. And you're right about that. Incomplete. It was intended there for Godinez's number 26, or pardon me, 28, Pedro Leon. And Leon's got a few catches this year coming in. Leading receiver on the team here coming in is Mendez with 6 receptions with 98 yards. He's the leading receiver for Godinez. They punted away, and they punted away from the returner. A nice job by the punting. By the punter here for the Grizzlies. He wisely keeps it away from the return man to minimize the yardage for return. And let's see here, punting. Husar is actually, I think, the punter, and he's also the kicker too. So Husar, the quarterback, does a little bit of everything, and he's also 2 for 5 on points after touchdowns here this season. So he's a multi-purpose kind of a guy, quarterback, punter, and PATs. So he does it all. All right, so Jaguar ball kind of deep in their own territory. A lot of time to work with, about 8:20 here remaining in the first half. And they just kind of blow this one dead before the plays even allowed to really develop. Again, it's 16-6. All the points came in the first quarter for both these teams. 16-6 here. Godinez leading in the big rivalry game. Timeout is called. And while we have a chance here, get to the staff for the Segerstrom Jaguars. Again, Nick Canzoni is offensive coordinator for the Jaguars. Marty Albert, defensive coordinator. Masarenka, of course, runs his own, his own offense. Steven Rodriguez is defensive lines coach here for Segerstrom Jaguars. Andrew Magriel, offensive line. Fred Macias is the cornerbacks coach, and Joseph Tagaloa, who's an on-campus man, as is Nick Cazzoni. He coaches the running backs for the Jaguars. So them's your staff. And of course, if you really love coaching, John, you want to be an assistant coach, because you're a head coach, you got all the other headaches and BS you got to deal with, parents and politics and equipment problems and kids problems, and worry about their grades and travel and arrangements and dealing with the Booster Club. I wouldn't want to be a head coach.
Being a head coach, it's got its perks, it's got its downfalls.
You're always in the line of fire.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse, but to be able to do what he does for these kids, and not only on the field but off the field, and that, being a head coach, they look up to you, respect you, as any coach they do in any division. It's just a great thing to do to help the kids, and that's the good part. That's what they like, and that's why they do it.
And you're right about that. All right, second down. They got 1 yard on that. 2nd and 9 after that semi-busted play, and they go down the kind of a strange running play to the left side. Not much there, maybe a yard or two. Linebackers kind of, that was Young, and he's only got a couple touches here today. One of the middle linebackers, or inside linebackers, came in there and made the stop there. I think it was number 28, Pedro Leon, who's Actually, a defensive back. Sorry, I thought he was a linebacker. Defensive back came up, made the stop. Nice job by him.
You know, Peter, if they get the first down on here, if they can move the ball, this could be a momentum turner. This will give them the confidence, the energy, the adrenaline to go out there and just keep rolling.
3rd down and 8 from the 11, from their own 11. Placentia looking up to the sky here, puts it up, and it's overthrown. Overthrown, a little high, and kind of left to get it, and the defender was right on there, but you got to be careful those high passes. That can be sometimes how your receivers can get hit early and get the wind knocked out of them. Be careful on those, bring them down a little bit. Incomplete, they'll be punting. So a good defensive pressure there by Godinez.
See, Peter, as a defensive back in the past, you know, those guys were my favorite passes to hit a receiver. But yeah, you can't throw your receiver out in the mix like that and let them
stretch them out.
Yeah, you don't want to let them you don't let vulnerable to getting smacked in the ribs.
Yeah, or get cracked in the sternum. That's how guys can get hurt pretty quick. Be careful. Just bring those passes down just a tad. Good snap, right to, he's faking it, look at this. Placentia, who's the quarterback, takes off, look out. He's got some run on the outside, and he just gets cuffed around the collar, and he went down quick and hard. He had a good head of steam going, was about 5 yards, saw that further out stick, but he didn't make it. He got knocked and rocked and socked. Hope he got up pretty quick, though, I'll give him credit. He's okay. But I didn't see who made that hit. It was on the far side of the field, but man, he got blasted and good. So again, a big opportunity for the Grizzlies. Deep in enemy territory one more time. You got to cash in. They're up by 10. They want more. They're going to get their chance. Plenty of time.
That was I'm sorry to say, horrible call. You're deep in your own territory. You're down by 10 points. Kick it away. Let your defense prove to your defense that they can stop them. Don't let them get the ball on the 15-yard line.
And that surprised me in a big way too. 1st and 10. Now we have a flag before they even set up. That's strange. Okay. Too many guys. You got 12 guys on the field. You can't do that. Everyone plays with 11, folks. Everyone's got to play with the same number.
Got to play fair.
Yes, got to play fair. So that's just kind of bad miscommunication or bad communication there. So that's kind of a coaching thing. Aaron Kay, I was talking to him a couple years ago when we taped this game back in the 11 season, 2011. He says, I always told my kids, he says, my seniors especially, he says, when you got a big game like this, the big rivalry game, he says, it's more important for you to win it than it is for me. This is Raya, kind of bumps into one of his own blockers there, gets kind of spun around, off to the left side he goes before he's finally thrown down, maybe a couple yards gained in the process. And he did a good job of keeping his balance, though. Down he goes on that far side of the field. One of the linebackers puts the cuff on him. He said to his players, he goes, you know what? He said, if we lose the big game to Segerstrom, he says, I won't be happy about it, but you know what? I got to crack at him next year. If you're a senior, you know what? This is it for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially when I played high school. I went to Fountain Valley and I played against Edison, and that very last game was one of the most emotional games, and I had my last chance to win.
Yep.
And that's what I went out to focus on, is go out and doing everything I can, leave my heart on the field.
Yep. 2nd down and 11 yards to go from about the 17-yard line, the plus 17-yard line, obviously. Godinez in territory of Segerstrom. Timeout is called. So Godinez, you have a chance here. Let's give you some credit where credit is due. Again, the offensive lineman, we kind of ran through him pretty quickly earlier. It was a left to right. Your left tackle is Alfredo Goggles Gadardo. He played in the 2012 season, but not a starter. Left guard is Jason Arovalo, left guard. He's a senior as well. He was a defensive starter in last season, in the 2012. Alfonso Garcia, he's a senior, and he's a returning starter as well. He's a center, snapping that football tonight. Kevin Ramirez, he's a senior as well. Played somewhat last year, but not a regular starter. Right guard. And your right tackle is Jose Vera Jr. Played on the JV squad in the 12 season. And your main tight end is Oscar Solano for the guys in black. But I love that color combination. Black and brown, white and yellow. So Godinez, again, trying to even the record, 2-2. Of course, this is a big game for them. And Godinez is about 2,600 school population between boys and girls both. And Segerstrom is a little bit smaller than that, maybe about 2,400. About the same size that they draw their talent pools from for sports. 2nd down and 11, wing to the right. Give us to the deep man. Now he fakes the give, puts it up, look out, tosses it. It's too deep, incomplete. Intended receivers are tight end just overthrown. Couldn't haul it in.
You know, Peter, I like that play call. Once again, you're keeping the defense on their heels. Just a little too high, a little too much loft under it.
Pablo Ortiz, again, he's a defensive end and a tight end, of course. Tight end on that play. Couldn't pull it in. And Ortiz coming into the game, let's see here, receiving. He's not one of the leading receivers. So he's only had a few touches this year. Maybe 1 or 2, that's it. And he's one of the sacks leaders. He's got 2 sacks for these guys when he plays defensive end. So he's one of the both-way players, Ortiz is, the tight end and defensive end. 3rd and 11 from the 20, or from inside the 20. Probably too much time. A flag is thrown. Or maybe a substitution infraction or something. Yep, okay, too much time. So again, it marches it back. So we've seen a few too many penalties for my liking here tonight. You gotta keep an eye on that. You gotta. Again, you're not going to beat good teams if you're having too many mistakes like that. It's just not good football.
No, you know, I agree. I don't understand why they're playing a 4-4 instead of a 5-2. I mean, it's obviously a running team. Stack your front line. You know, 5-2 will be a little bit more effective against their run and make them throw the ball.
And you're right. They come out with split receivers. Short drop. He puts it up. Look out. It's a bullet pass. And again, he's just putting too much juice on these passes. Incomplete. And he didn't quite... Again, just stretching him out too far. Pedro Leon, intended receiver, couldn't haul it in. Pedro Leon coming in the game is the leading receiver for these guys, Godinez. 6 catches, 190 yards. He's averaging, let's see, 31, almost 32 yards per grab. That's very good. Averaging about 63, 64 yards a game. That's pretty good too. His longest reception of the year, 47 yards, and he's the only guy with touchdowns through the air this year. He's got 2 of them. 2 touchdowns receiving, Pedro Leon.
And they're going for it on 4th down, Peter.
Yes, they are, because they don't have much of a kicking game. So 4th and 16 from about the 24-yard line, 23-yard line, the plus 23. Here's the pitch. Looks like he wants to set up and throw it for a second, I think. Yeah. Yep, they're going to toss it, and that one's underthrown. Again, the right idea, but bad execution, incomplete.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, and going back to the play before, you know, I watched Weiser, the quarterback. I watched him throw it. He had good short-range bullets. He put a little too much air, and that's what happened on 2nd and 3rd down. Too much air under the ball. That was a good choice, maybe to try to fool them because they have the lead, and to leave it to their defense to keep that lead for them.
Looks like it was intended for number 33, I think, Elias Mulatto, or is it 83? I can't, my eyes deceive me here, but who's 83? 83 is probably Oscar Solano. It was intended for Oscar Solano, number 83, so that was incomplete. So again, they'll get another chance at it here. Segerson will before the half is over. They still have a good amount of time to work with. No rushing here. 5:44, that's more than plenty of time for them to score. They've done it in chunks before. Very often you'll see 1 or 2 play drives with these guys, even when they keep it on the ground. They dash it to the outside. They get in for the 1st down. They're going to move the sticks here. Very nice play. Well, that was Justin Young, and he got about 12.
What they need to do is just put together a solid drive before the half. Go into the half in the locker room, have a little bit of confidence, knowing that, okay, you know, we had a little bad half, but we can come out and close the deal, close the door on them.
Again, it's 16-6 here with 5:36 remaining here in the 1st half. Godinez is up. They've always led. And he spins around and gives to the up man, trying to get some room here, makes some room for himself. Nice breakaway run. And he high steps his way all the way down to about the 45-yard line, the plus 45-yard line. A very nice heads-up play there by number 2, Omar Navarro, who's been a busy guy on the offensive backfield this season so far. Nice job by him.
Now that's the Segerstrom I saw a couple weeks ago. Running and gunning.
They do it nicely there. Navarro, he can do it inside, he can do it outside, he can kill you in so many ways. No huddle they go, quick up to the line. 1st and 10 from the plus 45. Or about the 44, actually. So 44 yards away from pay dirt. Here they go. The wingback kind of turns in and he takes the carry and he bulls his way forward before he gets a few yards. Not bad. Nice job by him. And he got thumped in good there by big number. Let's see, that was Navarro on the ball, carrying a big number 72. Actually, 6 yards were gained. Alexis Medina, who was a linebacker, thumped him, but not before 6 yards were gotten. That's pretty good on 1st down. Double wing here. The wing rolls out and single back set takes it. Loses his way down to about the 20-yard line before he's finally shoved out of bounds inside the Lopez. Nice job by him. A scamper of about 13, 14, actually about 17, 18 yards.
Uh-oh, looks like number 2 is limping off.
Yeah, his left leg is hurting bad.
With his leg. But I like that type of play call. You know, that quick option.
That's Navarro.
Yeah, that is Navarro. The quick option really gives an opportunity for the offense to exploit the defense by not knowing where they're going in or out.
So quick up to the line here. If they run even a huddle, it's been very quick, and their huddle is very close to the line, and they run up that line and snap it very quickly. So they want to get as many plays as they can. They want to score. Kind of snuffed out early there. Off to the left side there goes the roll carrier. That was Justin Young. And Justin, again, is a running back, senior, 5'10", 175 pounds.
2nd and 10.
No gain, maybe half a yard. So Justin Young, 16 touches, 115 yards on the ground so far. He's averaging 7.2 yards per carry. That's quite good. And Placentia hung on that ball too long, and he just gets tackled and spun around, and down he goes. And just be careful. Kind of looked like a blender, kind of spinning around as he went down there.
I think with Navarro out, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, for a second it looked like they're off kilter for a second.
Back, and now he's out, or maybe that's not him coming back in. But yeah, they're missing him. They're missing him really bad. It's only been a couple plays.
Joel Yaramillo, defensive lineman, sophomore, 5'7", 235 pounds, kind of short but kind of squat, makes a stop. But he's remarkably agile for a guy his size and his shape. This is 3rd and 11, 3rd and long. This is Placentia. He tried to roll to his right, and he just gets smothered there by black shirts. A couple of guys bring him down. And I got to give the defensive line and the defensive squad in general here of Godinez some serious credit. These guys, again, they push him back for a loss of 2. They do a really good job of committee team tackling. You know, not only always one guy on the stop. It's just a good job of them converging on the ball carrier, knowing where that ball is. Well, so far, they've been looking sharp in that.
You know, that's the key is, you know, all hats to the ball. That's how I was taught, and that's how these kids are taught. All hats to the ball. You never stop until your hat's at the ball.
We got a guy flat on his back there. He's got a helmet off. His helmet is off. When they're tending to him, the trainer is for Segerstrom. Wasn't sure who that was. Maybe it's Placentia. I'm not sure. But he's on his back. And Masarenka's out there, as are some of the other coaches and staff members of Segerstrom, to take a look at him. Hope he's all right. Before I came here tonight John, just for a couple plays, I turned on ESPN as I was getting ready to leave the house and pick you up and come to the game here, and I threw on ESPN. I wanted to see, you know, if they were at a college game on or something, so I'm looking at this what I thought was a college with this big yellow helmet, kind of like the same color scheme of Godinez's, with a big W on it.
It was Canadian football.
It was Canadian Football League.
I was watching that as well.
Oh, okay, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And I think, I forget who they're playing. I think it was Edmonton. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But actually, a lot of people don't realize the Canadian Football League, John, you might know this since you're a big football fan yourself, like I am. The Canadian Football League has actually been around longer than the NFL. The NFL started in 1920 or 21, and the Canadian Football League started about 10 years before that.
Well, if I'm not, wasn't it the AFL or AFL and then the NFL started? AFL was originated, then they merged to the NFL?
Correct.
Yeah, and the Canadian League was around before that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in the Canadian League, the Canadian football, it's a kind of a stepping stone. It's not obviously the recognition of the NFL, but still, those players are quality players. A lot of them use that as that stepping stone to graduate to the NFL.
Yeah, a lot of them want to get to the. It is not his talent, but it's the professional league. Well, yeah, that is Placentia, and he's hobbling off here. Looks like maybe something with the legs or something. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure what's wrong with him, but it looks like they're going to rest him for at least a drive, or maybe till the second half, I'm sure. So they'll probably put a backup in, and that can only spell good fortunes for Godinez going up against a second-string quarterback. I'm not sure who their second string is, but we'll find out. But yeah, in the CFL, yeah, the NFL started playing professionally back in 1920 or 21. I think it was 1920, and the CFL is about 10, 11 or 12 years older than that. They started in like 1908. They've been around for a while. And again, you have 3 downs to make 10 yards for a first down, not 4, you have 3. Right. And the field is wider and longer. The field in the CFL is 110 yards long. Right. And I think the end zones are at least 15 yards deep, maybe 20. 15 yards?
Yeah, I think there's 15 yards deep, and I know their field is a little bit wider too.
Yeah. So wider and longer. Yeah, they have a 55-yard line. Their 55-yard line is our equivalent of the 50. All right. So quarterback is right behind the center. He's going to put it up in the air here. It's a nice spiral pass, and it's overthrown. It's intended for the tight end as he was coming into kind of like a stretch pattern there to the right side. Nowhere near him. Incomplete. The receiver was not near. That was just a nip,
And the Grizzlies take
and he's just a kind of a nip of a kid there. Sophomore, 5'6", 140. So he's getting a baptism by fire here, playing out of necessity as Placentia is on the sidelines right now. Placentia is a senior, played most of last year. So we'll see what they can get out of him. Again, the alignment here for Segerstrom, left to right, Kevin Cruz, Marcos Barajas, Alejandro Garcia, number 55 is snapping that football, number 55, he's a senior. They're all seniors except for Kevin Cruz. Sebastian Silva is the right guard, and your right tackle is Alex Juarez. Again, all the seniors they're all seniors except for Cruz. 1st and 10 from about the 22-yard line or so, or from about the 19-yard line, as the Segerstrom Jaguars have lost it on downs. Godinez taking over. Grizzlies, that's number 3.
Second down and 7.
Number 5. Again, that 5 is Aaron Raya, who's gotten a lot of touches here tonight. He's probably got about 10 carries here tonight. We don't have any stats in front of us, but I'm going to stab, I guess, and say that Raya, John, has probably got about at least 45, maybe 50 yards here tonight on the ground. He's having a good night.
At least, you know, he's a hard runner. He's a shifty runner. He's finding the holes, and he's hitting them hard.
And he knows how to find those lanes, even if they're not that wide. He follows his blockers very well. He got 3 yards there. I formation they come. Split receivers this time. The strong side is the right. And they're running to that strong side. The deep man takes the pitch there, shakes off one tackler, shakes off the second, and finally the third way bring him down. Not a gaping game, but again, two missed tackles on that play by Segerstrom. You don't usually see that with them. Nicholas Kliumis, the man with many vowels in his last name, makes a nice stop here, the linebacker, as he was the third wave, as Segerstrom needed 7 yards, or pardon me, Godinez needed 7 yards for the first down. They got it. They got about 9. They push it out to about the 32-yard line or so of their own, and they have enough time to work here still to do something. They have 1:40 and it's ticking, and I think they have at least one timeout left, maybe 2. I know they have at least 1. Split receivers, split kind of short. The long side is to the left of the quarterback, and again, your quarterback is Zachary Huzar. And it's down the middle there, kind of a smother you early kind of tackle there, not much, maybe a yard, kind of gains yards as he goes down. That's always a good sign of a good back. And that was again Aaron Raya.
It's someone that runs downhill and always falls forward. That's the best back you want.
Absolutely. That'll always gain you an extra yard or yard and a half when you go down that way. That can only help. And their tight end's a big kid there, number 62. He is tall, and he is, let's see, Jose Vera, offensive lineman, junior, 6'4", 315. Wow. He's clearly the biggest kid. He is the right... let's see here, he's a right tackle, and man, I would like to be responsible for his food bills. 2nd and 6 at their own 35-yard line. Again, I formation they come. Deep man takes the carry here. He's tries to follow his big man on the block there. Maybe a yard though, as Segerstrom squirts in there and slices in there, and they knock him down. Maybe a yard was gained there. Main perpetrator in the play there for the guys in white for Segerstrom, Maury Soberanis. Soberanis is a linebacker. He's a senior, only 5'5", but about 295 pounds. We're inside a half minute to go. The clock is ticking, and even though that Godinez has a timeout left, it looks like they're not making an effort to get to the line here. Maybe they won't run another play here, but we'll find out. Looks like they just want to end the half and call it a night, or call it a half here for now, and that's what they're going to do. They're not going to run another play, and that'll be the end of the first half. But it's been a game of largely who can dominate that offensive line, who can find the lanes, and who can get into the quickest. And, you know, that's nothing new to the sport of football. You know that for sure.
No, of course. This is a game against 2 running teams. And the really the one that's going to come ahead is the one who's going to win the battle of the interior. And obviously, Godinez has been doing that all night long. They've controlled the offensive and defensive lines. I do like how Segerstrom kind of stepped up a little bit in the second quarter and stopped a little bit of the offense and kind of put a little spark. But there's a lot of things that Coach Markson needs to fix to really change how they can attack that defense, because what they're doing now is not working. As far as Godinez, do what you're doing. I mean, don't change what's broken.
Yeah, they're looking sharp, and they're getting the protection, especially in that interior of the line. And they're carving out some good lanes for their guys. It's mainly Raya, not only Raya, but he's been the mainstay, and he's not the leading rusher coming in this game, but he certainly is in this game for Godinez. They're looking sharp. If I'm Coach K, Aaron K, the head coach, and against the offensive coordinator here for Godinez, if I get to the score, even if it's just a field goal, although they don't really have much of a kicker, but if they get another touchdown and go up by, again, they're up by 10, even though it's been a 3-touchdown game, 2 for Godinez and 1 for Segerstrom. They made both extra points, both 2-point conversions, I should say, and of course Segerstrom missed there, so that's why it's 16-6. But if I go up by another score, there is absolutely no reason that I would throw the ball even once after that, because
I would run and
churn out that clock, keep your offense in the field. Why would you do anything different, like you said?
Ground and pound, keep what's been working. You're manipulating their defensive line. Keep with it. That's all I got to say.
My name is Peter Pickensing-Hebda, along with John the Hitman Harkar. We will be back for this exciting second half here in Week 4 on September the 20th here at Segerson High School. The home game for Godinas. They lead 16-6 first half. We'll be back for the second. Don't you dare go away here on Channel 31.